So, the Russians.
You're listening to CreepGeeks Podcast. So it begins again. Welcome to CreepGeeks. Swallowed my own spit.
Yep.
CreepGeeks Podcast. This is season 10, episode 363.
External values cult, UFO demons, deadly danger in NC parks, and octopuses use mirrors.
Yes. So anyway, welcome back to the podcast. If it's your very first time tuning into the podcast, I'm Greg.
I'm Omi.
And we're glad you're here.
Yes.
Now, at the same time, if you're a repeat listener, we're very glad you're here.
Yes.
Yes. So there you go.
It's octopi.
Look, you can put whatever you want.
Okay.
I put octopuses because that's what the article said.
Okay.
So at the CreepGeeks Podcast, we find stuff we find to be interesting, and we broadcast it from our underground bunker in the mountains of western North Carolina. Sometimes they're experiences. A lot of times it's not.
Yeah.
Because you kind of got to go places to have experiences. And this is the time of year that kills Europeans because of the heat, and I stay inside, enjoying air conditioning.
Yeah.
Because, you know, our houses here, according to the Europeans, aren't made to hold in heat because the wintertime gets cold, and it's like, stop. We know how insulation works. We also know how air conditioning works. And I've been watching all these little clips and stuff about a lot of Europeans, but primarily they seem to be British, you know, going over the, do you really deserve air conditioning? Because you are going to kill the planet if you use air conditioning.
Oh, have you seen the new thing that the major power company in this area is recommending everybody now set their thermostats? Last year, it was from 74 to 78.
All right.
This year, it's 78 to 84 degrees.
Well, let me
inside.
tell you, you know what? Here's the deal. These are hills. I don't know if I'm going to die on this hill or whatever, but here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon. Would you like to take the shipments and bundle them together to save the planet? No, I would not. I want you to deliver it in as many boxes as possible for a couple different reasons. I'm keeping people gainfully employed.
Yes.
As in delivery drivers like FedEx, UPS, or even the United States Postal Service. And, you know, back in the olden days, I remember when Amazon Prime was actually a deal. You didn't have to pay taxes. You got it in 2 days. It was amazing. Then they switched over to USPS, and then that whole 2-day thing went away.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then they started adding commercials and everything else. Then you had to pay sales tax on everything. And now you want me to take all the stuff that I've ordered and bundle it in a package, thinking I'm going to save the planet, and I'm okay with waiting 5, 6, and even 7 days to get something that I paid for. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I want it to cost you as much money as possible. Number one, I know you have the money. You're throwing weird phallic-shaped rockets into space. You got to have the money for it, right? And guess what? Walmart has a delivery service too. And you know what? I take full advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
You pay the price to be a part of the membership or whatever to get something delivered. Yeah, I don't care if it's a stick of gum. Deliver it, because I am keeping America moving forward. And don't think that, you know, oh, you want me to do you a favor? Oh yeah, that's sure, guys. No, I pay for it, bro. I'm aggravated with the whole thing, and I forgot I was going to round it into whatever you just said, and I forgot.
Well, my thing was like, you know, the whole temperature thing.
Oh yeah.
This particular,
I am going if I got to pay for it,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep it submarine temperature. You know what that is? 72.
Well, my thing was, since this particular power company has come under fire for expecting residents and consumers to pay for data centers.
You said this is a recent thing, right?
Yeah.
And they're definitely using the whole idea of Europeans being too hot and all that stuff.
Well,
now's the time, guys.
Since that particular power company is under fire for trying to get residents of North Carolina to essentially pay for data center infrastructure through rate hikes, I may or may not have commented on a few of their posts. Look, if data centers can stay at 64 degrees Fahrenheit, so can I.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you going to tell me to turn my thermostat to 84?
It's like, hey, guys, we really need this big facility to spy on you. So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No.
Why are you going to tell a data center that they can operate it?
They want you to set it at 78, but they're going to continue to raise the rate.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick that thing down to 42 degrees. Let it all burn. Because as a consumer, we've been getting screwed for a while now. Smaller portion sizes, the ingredients are bad for you. Huge recalls on things that are out there now because customer service doesn't seem to matter anymore. Like I was going to put that recall about Voodoo chips, and the other one, Dirty Brand chips that are actually owned by Utz.
Yeah.
I have one of the largest, the most important recall you can do for salmonella and all this stuff. And look, man, we got to put our foot down. Yeah. I don't want some data center sucking up all the water and all the electricity, right? Making me uncomfortable for what? You get to be uncomfortable while we steal all your data. Because we're going to harvest the data and use it against you somehow, some way, because somebody's paying for it, and you know it's going to be used against you.
And if that data center's using all that water, how am I supposed to flush the toilet because of the food recall I didn't read, and now I've got an upset tummy?
That's kind of gross. You had to take it to the trash, the toilet.
Well, I mean, it's true.
Gross. Anyway, moving into the podcast.
Okay.
This particular podcast is brought to you by Barley's Bites, and Barley's Bites is dedicated to providing top-quality homemade dog treats for every dog to enjoy. And cats now, too. And the treats are made with fresh, healthy ingredients, no harmful chemicals. And basically that ensures that your pets get the best possible nutrition. And that's true. These treats are better than the crap food we all have.
Yeah.
Right? Jack likes them.
Our vet said they were one of the few things we've been feeding Jack that are okay to feed him.
Yeah. Omi's asking all these important questions and stuff when we took the dog to the vet. And basically she's just like, you guys are just bad at this. I just kept my mouth shut and just let you take the fire.
Thanks.
She's just blasting you with 2 barrels and stuff. I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking maybe you should stop asking the questions and make us look like we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, and then, but you did say, what about little liver dog treats that our friends make? And she's like, those are perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
yes.
yeah.
I do need to order some. I think last podcast I was going to order some. I just haven't done it yet. So, just another thing got to take care of being a full-grown adult.
Yeah, so Barley's Bites, unofficially vet approved.
Yeah. And you can go to barleysbites.com and pick some up. And while you're there, use the promo code CreepGeeks and get you a little discount.
Yeah.
And they are super tasty. And, dogs like them, man. Our dogs like them. And if you got a little kitty cat, there's kitty cat stuff there, too. There you go. CreepGeeks. That's us.
Yep.
Go to Barley's Bites. Get some good stuff. Yep. So, okay, a lot of things we talk about in the podcast are news related. We have weird news and sections like that, stuff we find to be interesting. And we have a couple different things. And we also have a way that if you find something you find to be interesting, you're like, I should share that with those guys. We have a toll-free number you can use, and you can send us text message and all that good stuff through that phone number. And that phone number is, pay attention.
I know. I'm sorry. It is 575-208-4025.
Heck yeah, we're on top of things today, and we have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
It's all good. I have a limited amount of blood sugar. So I'm just saying. So, what? I've been good, man. I've been trying to take care of my A1C and get that all lowered and stuff.
I just got out of a fantastic meeting that drained my energy.
Competition.
Yeah.
I'm saying, because if it was a competition of who's more screwed up, guess who wins? Titanium neck hardware.
Who's worn out after a long day?
Who's always worn out?
Me, because I work so hard.
Oh, yeah.
I work so hard.
Work so hard sending me messages. These people are killing me. And the dog's like, man, I'm so exhausted. I just need to sleep all day long. He keeps milking that pet visit.
He does.
Oh, I'm so tired, guys. If you could just bring the water bowl to me, that'd be fantastic. I wouldn't have to even lift my head to drink some delicious artesian water. Yeah. So one of the things that we talked about a little bit in our previous podcast, because we do that, we talk about stuff. And then if you go back and look at our show notes that we provide for you, which has all the links to the things that we talk about on our website, if you go to creepgeeks.com, sometimes we have to touch base with them. With some of the things that we refer to. And when we get listener messages, we put them in here too, because heck yeah, it's content for us, and it's a way you can be part of the podcast. And there's a conspiracy that I looked at before, but didn't really pay much attention to, about how a Washington priest was removed as an exorcist.
Yeah.
Because he was an exorcist, right? After linking UFOs to the work of demons.
Oh.
Well, this has been one of the conspiracies for a while, that UFOs and aliens aren't really aliens and UFOs, that they're basically angels and demons.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of going to paraphrase some of this because it's not a lot, but it's a lot, right? She says, y'all might be interested in this as it has UFO, UAP, exorcists, and about a gazillion other conspiracy theories. Yes, it does. And when I run across a lot of conspiracies, I can't even talk. See, my throat's going out. You know what that means?
What?
Somebody doesn't want the people to know.
Oh, okay. Well, recently, the exorcist for the D.C. Maryland Diocese,
Yes.
Monsignor Stephen Rossetti, was fired for his remarks on a recent podcast about aliens and UFOs.
Yes. So that's the one that I was seeing before. We're basically saying with exorcism, UFOs, and all that, and the dude got let go.
Yeah.
And he was kind of a big deal, right? So, what did you make that face for? Where is the dog? Is he even in here?
He is protesting on the floor.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. He's not in the podcast chair. He's on the floor.
Yeah. So Monsignor's, he was basically highly respected, right? And so they don't really know or there's no real clear-cut reason why he was let go. Right? So part of it is, if you say anything that undermines the church, they're going to get rid of you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what happens, right? And so they were saying that Rossetti's remarks gravely undermined the church's teachings. And so, but as she points out, there's nothing in catechism that basically speaks directly or about the subject, right? And there's been no formal doctrinal or traditional teachings on the subject either. So, right. So Cardinal Robert McElroy, the Archbishop of Washington, is the one responsible for Rossetti's firings, and he himself has had a lot of questionable situations he's been attached to. So the deal is, why did he get fired? Is it personal, or is it because of the teachings, or what's going on here? And so Rossetti is the second exorcist this year to have controversy, right? So it's like earlier this year, Father Chad Rippinger, anyway, came on the fire and had his life threatened after he appeared on the Sean Ryan show.
Now,
I think we mentioned this a little bit.
We did an article real briefly at the beginning of last year about the shortage of exorcists in the United States. So here we have 2 exorcists that have been let go within the past year.
Yeah.
So now it's even worse.
Yeah, because they're kind of starting to go in a different way with some of their thinkings about why they actually need to do an exorcism. What is the exorcist like? So Rossetti is a Monsignor, so he's got an honorary papal title. It's given recognition to his service to the church. So he's not just a Catholic priest, right? So it just kind of keeps going on. But he's not just a nut job either, because he's got a PhD in psychology. He's a licensed psychologist. He was a Carthusian monk. And he also served as, and here's where it gets kind of tricky, right?
Yeah.
He served as an officer in the U.S. Air Force as an intelligence officer.
Oh.
So he's not just some random guy, right? And so with UAP and UFO disclosure being the hot topic right now, along with the missing and deceased folks from Los Alamos with the scientists and JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory. So there's 2 exorcists that have made comments about UFOs, and both have been dealt harsh blows as a result. So people are like, what's going on?
And, man.
And so she says, again, I thought y'all might be interested in this. If not, no harm, no foul. We pretty much just basically paraphrased what she sent, and all that's in its entirety on the
And I find it so interesting
but she's right. This sort of all ties together.
That the Catholic Church is taking such a hard line on this when it comes to the UFO, UAP.
Well, they kind of have to.
So
there's a huge conspiracy that they know all about this. They have, hidden technology. They have found technology. They have so that they're well aware.
And the Catholic Bible, the versions of the Catholic Bible, are different than like the traditional King James Bible. And there's other versions that a lot of people do study. And I remember when I was a kid reading some of the Revelations and some of the catechism for other components of Catholicism. And the allegory to UFO, UAP is so strong in those. I don't understand why this religion doesn't embrace it more.
Well,
you know?
I mean, religion aside, there's also lots of sort of closed-minded, you know.
True.
Yeah, and they've had their share of problems, and maybe they should kind of modernize a little bit.
They really should.
But I mean, who are we to say, right? I'm not religious that way anyway. So, yeah. So speaking of a CBS News poll, now we've talked about this before too, where it seems like every so often they'll do a poll and say, "Hey, man, do you guys believe in extraterrestrials?" And it's an open poll, and the result is usually, "Yeah, we do." Well, since we've started putting the poll up or talking about it over the past 5 years, that number is getting larger.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what the people putting all the disclosure information out, right? Not the people that are doing the disclosing necessarily, but the people that control all of that, right? Them. That's what they want. Because you get more people believing in all of this stuff, it's less frightening. They can just keep basically pumping stuff out there, or at least, you know, insinuating that there's more things coming out for you to believe in, right? And it's not going to be a big shock. So when you get to see new technology show up, you're not like, "Oh my gosh." You're like, "Oh yeah, that's a UFO, guys. I just seen a UFO." And it takes some of the fear away, so that with some of our super high-tech technology that we've got in place and that we've been, you know, privy to be able to see, is less scary.
I do think that the way they pose this
It's
poll
all disinformation.
on
Most
YouGov,
of it is disinformation, man.
is interesting, you know, because there's a dip. Because back in 2021, 66%
We're
of
still dealing with COVID.
Americans
People are just disgruntled.
did believe in intelligent life on other planets, and today only 63%. So it's dropped 3%.
Yeah, but you know, it's also a poll.
However, they asked some other questions, such as, how would you feel about meeting beings from other planets? 67% of those polled said curious, 47% said nervous, 32% said excited, 31% said scared, 21% said vulnerable, and only 14% said calm. I bet those people just eat dry toast. Those people are...
Probably.
Yeah.
Those would be the ones that you see on top of the building, like in Independence Day.
Yeah.
"Hey guys, come on down!" And that's the first thing is nuked, for instance. So I always thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah. Or like the Mars attacks.
Yeah. When will we have contact with intelligent life from other planets? And then 21%, "Hey man, we already have."
Yeah.
See, the thing about that is they didn't put what it used to be. I wish they would, but. And 46% say in the future, 33% says never.
Those people are very depressed.
I mean, how many sci-fi nerds are out there like, "Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It's all science fiction becomes science fact." So. And then they asked, you know, "Hey, have you ever seen what you thought was a UFO?" 17% said yes, 83% said no.
That seems
All those
low.
people are NPCs, man. Non-playable characters,
yeah.
right?
Oh, wow, though. But the world split because what are UFOs? 51% say might be alien spacecrafts. 49% feel it's always natural or human activity.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that number has gone up.
Yeah.
Which is just means that the people that are orchestrating this whole thing, that is exactly what they want.
And there's not a little thing like, "I'm not sure" on that one. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then what are UFOs? 72% say might be alien spacecrafts. 28% says always natural or human activity. We'll keep an eye on this, and probably next year if they do the poll again, it'll probably be a little bit closer where it's like, well, it's always human activity. I think a lot of it is. Which would you rather want the world to know, that your top secret spy plane is out there doing this thing, or if it's just a UFO, guys?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, wow. Recent government UFO videos make you more likely to believe aliens visited Earth, less likely to believe aliens visited Earth, or have no impact.
Well, I think in this next one, and we'll wrap this up, is basically the question is like, on UFOs, do you think the U.S. government is basically knowing more than it's telling, or has told everything that it knows. And 84% says knows more than it's telling. I don't think that's really changed at all.
Yeah.
The 16% has told everything that it knows. Those are the people that I think really can't make their own opinion.
Yeah.
Or they just don't care. They're like, I've seen what I've all needed to see, and I don't really care either way. So, whatever. We all know it's alien craft, right? Is it, though? Not really.
Yeah.
So they should have put questions like, do you think that, our technology has been enhanced or influenced or whatever by the inclusion of alien technology? And you'd probably have like 90% going, yeah. And we can't even figure out how some things are made on the planet. They're obviously ancient. So what makes me think we can, anyway, it's just, I thought it was kind of interesting to sort of touch back to that again. So now you sent this thing to me.
Oh, we got to find this.
What? Well, we were going to watch this and we kind of forgot because of dental work and things like that. And, but evidently there was a cult that happened right down the road from us.
Yeah.
Not very far at all. Which, if you got a cult, kind of a famous cult.
Yeah.
Which, you got to talk about it a little bit. So I don't know what the cult was actually called because it's a couple of different names, but it sort of centered around one guy named Frederick von Myers. It's all about the Bring Me the Beauties cult leader who claimed to be an alien. So, of course, we're going to put it in the podcast, Paranormal and Weird News Podcast, because it says claimed to be an alien. Right?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't just put, there's plenty of murder death podcasts out there. I don't, but this one says aliens. Now, it's funny because this particular cult happened right down the road from us. And when I was in San Diego, you had the Heaven's Gate cult that happened right down the road from me. And I remember watching it on the news going, that's crazy. And I remember the craziest part being about that, not just because the whole Halley's Comet and the possibility of a UFO hiding behind it, was that it happened in a really nice neighborhood. It kind of blew me away. I'm like, whoa, man.
And this happened in a very nice area a very exclusive area of North Carolina. Yeah. This happened one of the major headquarters places was Lake Lure, North Carolina, and it was the Eternal Values.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you had to be like super pretty to be in it. And there was all sorts of rules.
I mean, Frederick von Mears, whose real name was Freddie Mears, was born Christmas Day, 1946. He was raised Jewish. He reportedly spent most of his time with his aunt. As a young man, Freddie, who was gay, briefly worked as a model in the 60s. During this time, he changed his name to Frederick von Mears and became a social climber, basically a social butterfly. The same thing as like fame influencers these days.
This kind of, some of the stuff that I was kind of looking at reminds me of the, I think it's called the Nexus cult.
Yeah.
Was getting pretty people to kind of do terrible things, including the chick from Superman and some other stuff. But he lured like top modeling professionals into his new age mysticism, right?
Yeah.
And so he used his spiritual authority to financially exploit his devotees.
Yeah.
Got to get their money, right? So evidently this is a new HBO documentary. I was going to say mini documentary series called Bring Me the Beauties, a model cult. So we haven't watched it yet because that's something that we do like to do occasionally is, stay inside with the AC kicked down to 48 degrees and eat a pizza and watch a show or whatever.
Yeah.
So he rewrote his backstory, right? Saying his parents died in a car wreck when he was a toddler. He was raised by his grandparents, and he basically became a patron of the arts and all that sort of thing so he can get into the society, right? But how did he create his external values cult? He used astrology for one thing, right? Mm-hmm. And also, he claimed, and see, this is what I like too. Yeah. He claimed that he was an alien walk-in from the star Arcturus. And he was sent to train future leaders of the New Age to repair civilization in the wake of the apocalypse. You know what walk-ins are, right?
Yeah.
So walk-ins are like you're just doing your thing and somebody takes over your persona, your body, whatever.
Oh, my.
Becomes the vessel for whatever they need, right? Which I think is how time travel would work. You just sort of walk into a a body, you're trying to inhabit, and then there you go.
Yeah.
So you become like a traveler, if you will.
He prophesized the planet would be wiped out in 1999, same as Heaven's
Gate.
Heaven's Gate, yeah. But a UFO would come by to save his followers, placing them in rejuvenation chambers until it was safe to return to Earth.
Yeah, Heaven's Gate, the rejuvenation chambers were just bunk beds.
Yep. In preparation, he bought a compound in Lake Lure, North Carolina, as a landing strip for alien spaceships.
Yeah.
He started spreading his mysticism on public access cable TV shows, radio programs, and somewhere along the line he started referring to his group as Eternal Values. He was even featured in the book Aliens Among Us by reporter turned psychic Ruth Montgomery, which seemed to lend him further credibility. He also started a business incorporating Eternal Values as Ultimate Fitness Opportunities, a play on UFO, and began selling books, videos, cassettes, and supplements. That sounds like someplace I used to grow up near. This included personal psychic astrology reading tapes for $350 each.
Yeah. Well, he also heavily encouraged his followers to eat healthy, abstain from sex. That way you can better yourself, right? So you can prepare for the upcoming pole shift, which will destroy the planet. Man, I hope you guys heard that. It was the craziest thunderbolt. Kind of scared me a little bit. It's like, the destruction of the planet.
Oh my gosh.
So the dog has decided, I'm out, guys.
Baby.
I have to hide right now, guys. Reminds me that, I don't know if anybody has seen that TikTok video, or it could be a shorts or reel or whatever, all that stuff sort of republished, where a storm happens and the dog climbs into the bottom pantry door that holds all your pots and pans. He's just like kicking all that stuff out of there, hiding in the very back. It's like, why would you pick the noisiest place? That dog would have hid in the dishwasher if you could let him. Yeah. He's so scared. So, yeah, along with his business dealings and promoting his self-help stuff, one of the things that he also had was you can get, where's his gemstones?
Expensive gem prescriptions.
Yeah.
He attributed healing powers to gemstones like sapphire and topaz from this area and sold them to clients and followers for much more than they were worth.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of those water bottles that were popular like 2 years ago that had like a big giant thing of fluorite in the middle.
Like, there you go, guys.
Yeah. Sure, that's really healthy to drink. So.
Yeah. So he would charge some of his most affluent members like $100,000.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
He was interviewed for Vanity Fair. They did an expose on him and with his gym scam. But by the time it came out in March of 1990, he'd already died.
Oh.
Yeah. So he spent his final days bedridden at the compound in North Carolina, where he died of, it looks like AIDS-related complications, February 4, 1990. So after his autopsy, his followers learned that he had suffered from the deadly disease, and Von Myers refused to tell his devotees about his diagnosis. So it doesn't say, since he told his people to abstain from sex, it doesn't actually say that he wasn't like a typical cult member that had a whole bunch of sex with everybody. And that
he
was part
eventually changed his mind and said that members should casually engage in activities with each other to promote healing, and anybody who didn't was repressed.
But it doesn't say that he engaged.
It does not. Yeah.
So evidently the cult lasted for about a decade, and then the group sort of split in 1999. It sort of disbanded when a major financial backer, of External Values left the group for good. So the documentary is called Bring Me the Beauty. It's a model cult, and it's on HBO. So we're going to watch that.
Yeah.
And just kind of see, because Lake Lure is like 12 miles away from us or something like that. It's not far.
Yeah.
So, because we're in the country and everything is 12 miles away, it seems like. So wherever you're going is taking a half hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. There and back. But I just kind of thought that was pretty interesting, especially with the whole Heaven's Gate thing happening.
Yeah.
So that was freaking weird. But anyway.
Yeah.
So that's on HBO. And so since we were talking about Carolina, there's also another thing in Carolina I thought was pretty interesting. Right? They found some pests because we talked about tick boxes and things like that in the last podcast. And so there's a recent article that says North Carolina park pest found to be carrying a bacteria linked to scrub typhus.
Yes.
So the how do you say it? Orientia?
Yeah.
Bacteria is a genus capable of causing the scrub typhus.
And has been
detected in chiggers. That's what it was, because you were talking about chiggers.
At parks and natural areas around North Carolina. The finding laid out in peer-reviewed research and covered by local reporters does not yet mean people are getting sick here, but it does tweak what clinicians and outdoor regulars should watch for this summer. For most residents, the practical takeaway is simple. Use basic bite prevention whenever you are in brushy or grassy spots. Now, what this article doesn't say is that this actually became a serious point of concern. In 2020, they found this scrub typhus thing here in western North Carolina in a lot of natural spaces, so Pisgah National Forest. So we could have been getting bit or, falling ill to some of this years ago and not really known it until it became more commonly known.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times some of these things don't make the news until they hit like Charlotte, North Carolina, or Raleigh, like one of the bigger regions of North Carolina. But just because some minor instances of this scrub typhus have been found south of like Raleigh and Charlotte areas, we all need to be aware. And it's not good because it's a horrible rash.
It's tick season, so.
Yeah.
And 9 out of 10 chiggers were tested positive.
Yeah.
So I'm usually pretty good with this kind of thing. I rarely get any ticks on me and all that sort of thing because I do stuff like, wear long sleeves and, all of that. You, however, and the dog out there rooting around being all nature bound.
Well, what was it that one year I went? Well,
I get text messages when you're supposed to be sleeping.
Yeah.
Bring me a flashlight. It's like, oh, here we go. And you're like, ripping them off the dog.
Or like one year when I went blueberry picking like 2 years ago, and I just was picking blueberries and came home with chiggers.
Yeah. I mean, it happens.
Just picking blueberries.
I remember getting into a batch of them one time, and the country cure was tobacco.
Yeah.
Little tobacco spit.
The tobacco works.
Grandma and grandpa, come here.
Is a folk.
They spit on you and rub it in.
Yeah.
But it actually works.
And it works way better than that nail polish thing, because the nail polish thing just makes them dig deeper.
Yeah.
So
you just rub with some spit.
Yeah.
So anyway, there you go. So the message of this article, which is basically came from hoodline.com, and it's available on our website. You go to our show notes. You can read it for yourself. Basically says, hey, don't freak out.
Yeah.
Just
another thing to worry about this summer.
If you develop a fever, rash, or worsening symptoms after being outside or outdoor exposure, you might want to say, hey, check it out. So we got a huge storm coming. So if there's a break in the podcast, that's what it is. Just so you know. And be careful. There's lots of chiggers out there. If you don't know what a chigger is, it's a little tiny invisible looking thing that gets in you and bites, and it hurts a lot. And you're like, what? It's almost like a no-see-em like you get in South Carolina. Those things will bite right through clothes. I remember standing and watching the edge of the pier, right at the beginning of the pier, right? Mm-hmm. And just having them things just attacking the crap out of me. I did not like that at all. So, but it does happen. It's a thing. So we're going to move into cryptid stuff. I got 2 articles here, and they're kind of related. So there's been a Bigfoot field research report, BFRO report. And this happened in South Carolina, right?
Yeah.
And these motorists observed a Sasquatch sighting.
Yeah.
And so the report happens. I'll tell you right now, the reason why I included the second thing is because when I was reading this report, I'm like, this seems like it's relatively close to a place where we've been.
Oh, yeah. It is.
So I had to look it up on Google Maps. I'm like, I know it's that, because I used to live in South Carolina, but it's like, I know this is where we've been before. But anyway, in May 2026, there was a report that came out of Spartanburg County, and these people were driving down a road, right? Mm-hmm. And they seen basically a standing Bigfoot, right? So it's a dark road, and it's close to a church. And so it kind of goes like this. It was standing in the grassy devil strip between the parking lot and the road, near the south entrance of the parking lot for the Ukrainian-Russian Way of Truth Evangelical Christian Church, 11 miles northwest of Spartanburg. And the nearest town is in Inman.
Yep.
Right off of Highway 292. And so it said riding down Highway 292 between Inman and Lyman, because that's what made me think we've been there. Mm-hmm. South Carolina around 11:30 p.m. They topped a hill just before going into right before they get to the Lake Cooley Bridge.
Yeah.
And the guy says, when my on the right, when his car lights basically lit up the Bigfoot, right? He said it was bipedal, over 6 foot tall, closer to 7 foot, completely upright. When the lights hit it, it turned and moved quickly back into the woods upright. His initial thought was it was a bear. But bear don't move that fluid on 2 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when they're on 2 feet, they're not as fluid as we are, right? So it was very dark, so I couldn't make out any of the features. I stopped my car in the middle of the road, and my passenger confirmed what I saw. A lot of people just keep on going. They go, did you see that? These guys stopped and got out and looked. I don't have their names yet, so when I was reading, I couldn't find their names. But so the case, the follow-up investigation report says the case was investigated by the local investigator. The initials were SL. And I guess when you reached out to him and talked to him was on Sunday, May 31st, at about 1:20 p.m., I spoke by telephone with the primary witness, Chris Marler. There it is, Chris Marler, regarding a sighting that happened late Friday night along Highway 292. He said they were traveling. It was before midnight. They approached the area near New Cut Road. We've been there too. All right. So both observed what they described to be as a very large, dark figure near the edge of the highway. Right. The passenger's name was Ethan, and he described the figure as being so large that his initial thought was that it looked like a horse standing on its hind legs. Right. So one guy thinks could be a bear. This guy's like, it was as big as a horse standing on its back legs.
Yeah.
I like that description, right? So Chris, the driver, when he first observed the figure facing the road, then basically when it moved to the roadway and towards the woodline, his initial impression is that he thought it was a black bear standing upright. Both witnesses independently described the figure as extremely large, dark in color, and they also stated that the distance and brief duration of the sighting prevented them from seeing facial features. Both men stated that the figure's movement appeared to be more human than animal. And they talked about his mannerisms a little bit, so that's kind of what they thought. After the figure disappeared into the woods, the witnesses continued driving and soon stopped at the next traffic signal. And during their discussion, both commented on the creature's apparent size and agreed that it looked large enough that it could have been easily reached and touched the traffic signal. So when they pulled over in a place where they could actually pull over, that thing was so big they think it could have reached up and touched the traffic light.
Yeah.
Country roads, man, you don't necessarily have like really tall traffic lights. So it kind of goes on. A map was made, and you can find all of that on bfro.net, right? So now, of course, Matt Moneymaker jumps in there and says, I spoke with witness Chris Marler a few times. He's a credible witness. He works in Spartanburg for a dealership and service facility for large commercial trucks like Kenworth and Peterbilt. And on the side, he organizes local WWE-style wrestling events. So he says that is relevant because he sees very large men often. And he said this creature was larger than the average man, or the largest man. So I guess that's a cool little factoid to put in there, and I see why he put it in there, but it's kind of like, all right.
So I'm on Google Maps. I'm actually looking at this bridge.
So hold on.
Yeah.
We have gone to the most haunted bridge in South Carolina. It's the haunted Poinsett Bridge.
Yeah.
And that place is kind of weird, man. I got to be honest with you. Because we went during the day and we stayed there into the night. And so it got kind of strange. That's closed now for repair or something.
Yeah.
But it's not that far away. Google Maps shows it being relatively close.
Yeah.
And the thing about the haunted Poinsett Bridge, and the area where this Bigfoot was seen, lots of woods. So it's not like it's in the middle of the city, like in Greenville or something like that.
Yeah.
And there's water that connects both of them. So if you were a Bigfoot doing a transit, you could walk all the way down through there. And there's also an old section of road that will take you back to where we live. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
And it's, really sort of out there, 2-lane road kind of thing, where you're going through the woods and all that jazz. So, because there's a lot of parts of South Carolina that are really woody, and this is up towards the mountainous area where we live, that sort of thing. So it's all woods, man.
Yeah.
So do I think that area could support seeing a Bigfoot just sort of stepping out of the woods for a second? Yeah, because we live in that kind of area. I mean, there's plenty enough coverage, and there's plenty enough, let's just call it travel food, for something to make its way from that area and also to the area where we went to the Poinsett Bridge. Now, Poinsett Bridge is a cool place to go to if you want to go to it. And it's, once you get to where the bridge is, you're back in the weeds. You're in the woods. Yeah. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. So I do like that. It was as big as a horse standing on its back legs. And the other guy's like, and I know large men because I do WWE style events.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, that's pretty good. So yeah, it's not that far away. So I thought that when I was reading it, I'm like, wait a minute, that is very familiar. We have been there. Let me check. Yep. Not that far. So I thought that was pretty fascinating. So we did include a link, and we also included a link to the fascinating haunted places in South Carolina, and it lists the Poinsett Bridge. And so there's a lot of stuff in South Carolina to go check out. Yep. So I put this in here because I actually wrote this podcast, grabbed articles and stuff like a couple weeks ago for this sort of thing. But I thought this was pretty interesting, right? And this is from Popular Science, so it may be behind the paywall if you try to get into it. But for some reason, I was able to get into it. And the article says, Hope in a Bottle for a Deadly Cancer and the Firefly Gene that Lit the Way. And do you know why I put this in here?
Why?
Because I had a firefly get on me, and I couldn't figure out what it was, where it was coming from. Like, what is this? And we were in the golf cart going to check the mail after eating chicken salad sandwiches at like midnight.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's a firefly. And then, poof, this article popped up. Right. So the first FDA-approved treatment for an incurable brain cancer gives the gift of time. And there's a pretty cool picture of a firefly, right? Mm-hmm. So, all right. I don't want to go into this in great and agonizing detail, but the article sort of centers around this young fellow named Ethan White. He couldn't even remember how to use drumsticks or snare drum, right?
Yeah.
Because he had a problem with his brain. So he had a diffuse midline glioma. It's a cancer that's basically a death sentence for a vast majority of people that get it. Mm-hmm. And so they're just going to shorten it to DMG. And so DMG refers to cancerous tumors that grow on the thalamus, brainstem, or the spinal cord. And with that being said, so surgery is out of the question.
Yeah.
Because those are some of the most dangerous areas to operate on. And it primarily affects children and young adults. And it has an overall survival rate of 1%.
Ouch.
And people are normally given 9 to 12 months when they get it. So DMG's prognosis has been grim for decades, and patients like Ethan are finally starting to see that change. And so this next section of the article says using a biological flashlight. And so using a new treatment called Modismo, it's giving patients with DMG more time, and it adds months, even years, with quality of life intact.
Yeah.
And so they're basically, so this Mediso, right, is using, it goes in and talks about like the H3K27M mutation. And,
I can't read it.
Right, which is present in 79% of the children who died of DIPG.
Yeah.
And so, but part of it is that they took a gene from like lightning bug and were able to make a gene therapy out of it.
Yeah.
And make the treatment. That's kind of what it boils down to.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yep.
It's like that's pretty neat, man. So, yeah. What do you think about that?
I think it's
And there's going to be somebody that goes, that's right, nature provides cures for everything. And it does, but you got to do a lot of work to get it, evidently. Yeah. So it ain't like I can go out there and just crush up some fireflies.
That would be awful.
Yeah. So really they were looking for a molecule that could trick the tumors into self-destructing, right? Mm-hmm. And so they used bioluminescence to try to track to see if the cancer treatment's working. And the illuminating luciferase gene is the same one that makes fireflies lit up. And so that's how they were able to use that and track to see the tumors and see if the treatment's actually working. So I thought that was just pretty cool. So I just kind of want to put that in there. Primarily because I had a firefly on me. Yeah. That's the loudest teacup. I'm going to need you to put a lid on it and a straw. We're professionals.
Not supposed to be using a straw.
Okay, that was like 3 weeks ago.
No,
you're fine.
It wasn't 3 weeks ago.
So,
it was last Tuesday.
It seems like so much longer for you.
Now you know how I feel when you're sick.
Hey, but see, I'm really sick though when I'm sick.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm always faking it.
No.
Okay.
I don't really ever ask you for anything when I'm sick. I just want to be left alone. Mm-hmm. You should revel in that. Mm-hmm. Instead of being like, oh, I'm so sick. Can you come over and wipe my nose and fluff my pillow? I just want to be left alone. Don't ask me stupid questions because every question is stupid. Right? I'm like, what do you want for dinner? I don't want no stinking dinner. You know, rah. So speaking of cricket apocalypse. Mm-hmm. So I did put a little article in here about tech AI because that's a section. And there's a video of this AI robot, right? He's sitting there on the street. He has a little bowl out and he's begging for money so you can help him pay for his electricity. I would like to refer back to my thoughts on Amazon and Walmart and places like that and control my air conditioning. Hey, man, I got a lot of stuff to worry about. And I'm not, what am I supposed to throw him? How do you throw him money? What's he going to do with the money? Swipe your debit card so you can get a little bit more juice? The thing is that's probably going to become a thing in the future. We have self-aware kind of robots and stuff that are like, I need some help, bro. We've seen enough sci-fi movies and stuff like that to make that a thing. It's going to happen. So I read this article called Cricket Apocalypse Descends on Western U.S.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, my first thought was I have been through something similar. Mm-hmm. So the cricket apocalypse, and this is basically affecting residents in parts of Idaho, Nevada, Oregon. They're battling these huge swarms of Mormon crickets.
Oh, wow.
These are like little ugly looking crickets, man. They're kind of, so they've overwhelmed these roads, homes, and neighborhoods. They're everywhere. Oh. It's like a biblical plague. And so experts would say that basically a dry winter, a warm spring, and ongoing drought conditions trigger this sort of thing. And so it made them hatch early, like all of them. And, of course, that raised concerns that the population could grow throughout the summer. And then you've got like Ashton, Idaho, which is near Yellowstone, and locals have described the infestation as a bug-infested nightmare because these things don't fly.
Yeah.
It even makes it more creepy.
They're gross looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so these flightless grasshopper-like insects are known for their aggressive cannibalistic behavior. And during outbreaks, they form massive marching swarms that consume hundreds of plant species, damage crops, and create dangerous driving conditions.
These are the crickets.
And they stink.
I don't.
They're gross looking. And it's like, and they leave behind a strong odor from being crushed on roadways.
Yeah.
And so social media users have drawn parallels to the locusts described in the book of Revelation. And officials are focusing on practical mitigation efforts, urging residents to seal homes, remove attractants, and report sightings as the insects continue spreading across the region. And, of course, you got to, like, see a picture to be grossed out by these terrible looking things.
They're
and
awful.
Just the sheer volume of these things. But I will say, in New Mexico in 2014, which I showed up there for work and just kind of thought it was normal, right? Is this normal here? All right, it's normal. It's like there was a significant locust swarms.
Yeah.
These things was like millions of them. They were so thick in the air, the Doppler radar or the weather guy could point them out and go, oh, we're going to swarm a locust over here, right? And everybody around was kind of like, yeah, this is sort of normal. Found out, no, it's not really normal. Right?
Yeah.
And so the overview for the 2014 locust swarms in New Mexico had crop damage, vegetation destruction. Because, locusts can eat like millions of pounds of plant matter, right? And there was like millions of these things. They were everywhere. And they swarm and they eat just everything. They're locusts.
Yeah.
And so the challenge is that these insects, they eventually sort of just went away as they swarmed off somewhere else. But it looked like it was raining. Like you could see rain off in the distance, and it's not. It was these locusts. They were everywhere. You couldn't hardly walk certain places because they would swarm and hang out in a spot for a while, and then they would pop up and go swarm somewhere else for a while. You could drive through them. Cars were disgusting.
Yeah.
It was pretty terrible. And so to try to prevent some of the locust swarms in some of the agricultural regions, they went and tried non-chemical management tactics such as soil amendments, using barriers to trap young locusts, and employing natural predators like chickens. So, and a robust monitoring system.
And that's why places like
these things were terrible, man.
Yeah.
And they were scary looking.
Like Hatch, New Mexico, and then where's the place with the giant pistachio?
No, I don't know.
Algodones? No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Both of those at one point, I think the thing was like, there was this one guy who was like, we have just as many chickens on my farm as we have pistachio trees. Because that's how, just management. Because even though, pistachio trees aren't necessarily something locusts may or may not go to.
Well, they eat the leafy parts.
If they hungry enough. But yeah, huge amounts of chickens. And then there was still damage to like the New Mexico chili crop that year. So, yeah. But
it was pretty wild, man. It was crazy. And it does happen. I mean, I remember in Virginia, we had a couple different sort of mass outbreak things in my lifetime growing up. It was like we got infested with monarch butterflies like crazy. That was the thing. And then we also had like cicadas just blew up one year and they were like all over the place. And those things are pretty scary.
We had a red algae outbreak.
That's happened a couple times. The algae bloom in the bay kills everything.
Yeah, and being a little kid with my other little kid friends making sandcastles at Chicks Beach, and we end up in the background of some reporter. And these algae blooms are caused by gross stuff.
Yeah. You guys are back there like, check it out, guys. Yeah. Bay water is gross.
Yeah.
So a lot of water is gross.
Yeah.
Including when I see people that go tubing and stuff like that, keeping cool, it's like I don't know if I would do that, guys. If you think about what gets stirred up after something huge like a hurricane or mountaintops got moved, it's kind of like what's been safely buried for 100 years.
That's why
now is not.
Lake James, Friends of Lake James Association does water testing every week for all major tributaries that supply to Lake James.
See, that's good to know.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, it's storming pretty hard, so we're, lightning and stuff like that. So I think we're going to go ahead and what?
I was just going to talk about the octopuses.
Oh, yeah. All right, go ahead.
So another thing about one of my favorite animals, which is the octopus. Octopi use mirrors to find food they cannot see. So, they've just joined an exclusive intelligence club by learning to use mirrors to find hidden food. So this was a paper recently published by Dartmouth. Published in June 5th. Octopi may be even smarter than we thought. Researchers at Dartmouth found that octopi can learn to use mirrors to locate food hidden beneath them, a skill previously seen only in vertebrates like mammals and birds. After training, the animals correctly identified the food's location about 73% of the time, showing that they could use a mirror as a tool rather than simply reacting to a reflection. So the two-spot octopi, the California two-spot octopi in front of a mirror in a lab is displaying the fact that it can learn its skills. A famous example of octopi being known for their remarkable intelligence is Inky. He was the octopus that escaped from New Zealand's National Aquarium in 2016 by squeezing through a drain pipe and making his way back to the ocean. Part of that was actually inspiration for a lot of the themes in Finding Nemo. Now researchers at Dartmouth have uncovered another impressive ability. Current biology found that octopi can learn to use mirrors to locate hidden food from direct view, demonstrating sophisticated spatial thinking. And our findings are the first to demonstrate that invertebrates can use mirrors to understand their environment to find prey. It's a skill that previously has only been documented in vertebrates such as some mammals and some birds.
Yeah, the more we know, the more we're going to realize how terrible we are.
Yeah.
I still like the one, the octopus, who basically tries to recruit fish to help him.
Yeah.
Like to get them, hey guys, let's band together, right? And then when the fish perform poorly, it punches them because it's mad that it doesn't do it. It's pretty funny. Punching fish as they go swimming by, like, come on, man. That just seems kind of, I wonder if that's a learned behavior from humans, right?
I don't know. I think it's a good observation, though. Like, there's another octopus who, he kept escaping, but he was just going to different parts of the aquarium because it was easier to access food from those different.
He's like, hey,
this is the clam tank. This has just got clams in it.
It's like, gets to pick what he wants to eat.
Yeah. And they're like, why are all these snails and clams dying? And why are these slow-moving fish and this other thing dying? They had to find him on camera doing that. So, yeah. But the whole self-awareness and cognizance of squids as invertebrates, it's just one of the many reasons I won't eat them no more. Like, squids and octopuses, they're just too smart.
I don't know about squids. Maybe cuttlefish.
I'll eat a cuttlefish, though.
Yeah.
Maybe. So, yeah, maybe. They're just really smart.
And they were really good on pizza. Calamari pizza.
When I was a little kid, we didn't really eat jerky because we were living in Hawaii. We ate dried cuttlefish. It was pretty good.
That's kind of gross.
Just sprinkle it on ramen.
Yeah. I don't think so.
It's good. I miss it.
It's funny how you bring up sprinkled on some ramen. So I've been trying to find the dehydrated crap to put on ramen.
Yeah.
And you know how hard it is to find it without shrimp in it?
Oh, yeah.
Very hard.
Yeah.
I have a little shrimp allergy going on. I mean, good thing is I got a couple of EpiPens. I can try one out. But, you have to go and you look and it's so common that a lot of times it's really not even listed. You have to look at the ingredients and stuff. So then you're like left with dehydrated soup mix, which is like, what do you want in your ramen? You want peas and green beans and carrots and potatoes and stuff. It's like
the survivalist soup mix stuff, yeah. So.
Without shrimp, because the ramen stuff typically has like a flavor profile more for ramen noodles and pho or pho or
and it's not disclosed, but some of the seasonings, you dig deep enough, it's got like clam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I had some vitamins I was taking for a while, and it's like they made me itchy, my throat and stuff, and then I realized once I was looking into it, I was like, basically made with shellfish. That's great. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the podcast. We do appreciate you taking the time to listen to the podcast. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let us know. And we do have a number that you can contact us at, and that number is a Roswell area code number, by the way.
It is 575-208-4025.
Yeah. All righty. So you can interact with us. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you'd like us to talk about something on the podcast, you could reach out to us, and we'll stick it in there. And if you do contribute, we appreciate it. Yeah. So anyway, see you later. Take it easy. Bye, Sickle.
Bye.